Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight on WYLN News. I'm Gary Perna. We start tonight's broadcast in Hazel Township. The wait continues for supervisors to vote on a zoning change sought by a developer that wants to build a commerce and trade park near Harwood and Crystal Ridge. WYLN's Julia Wiegand has been following this story from the very beginning. She has the details.
The decision was tabled last night in Hazel Township for the supervisor's long-awaited vote on a request for Miracle Commercial Real Estate for changing the zoning designation of about 764 acres of mine land and another 75 acres zoned as business park to an industrial district to make way for the Commerce and Trade Park near Harwood and Crystal Ridge. After officially closing the hearing, Supervisors Chairman Jim Montone said the board's decision to table the agenda item during their regular meeting was because now there's a lot for them to really sit and think about.
Talk about some of the people's concerns. We have to discuss on what Miracle Corporation wants to do there. And it's a pretty tough decision. I mean, it's zoned M1 right now. They want to zone it I1. I mean, either way you look at it, they're going to be able to do something there.
Montone told audience members who stayed for the regular township meeting that they're faced with two options: approve and change the zoning designation to industrial, ensuring a 150-foot deep buffer zone that separates the proposed commerce park from residential property lines, or deny the request and keep the property as a mining district with a 10-foot deep buffer area. Regardless of the zoning designation, Miracle representatives testified they intend to purchase the land from the Pagnotti family, ensuring some type of development will take place.
They're going to be building close to a small village. I mean, it's a very tough decision on our part. So we tabled it to sit back. We're going to discuss it all and process it, and then we're going to make a decision.
And that decision will be made at a special public meeting that will be advertised as soon as a date and time are set. Reporting in Hazel Township for WYLN News, I'm Julia Wiegand.
To Wilkes-Barre now, where police are investigating a robbery that happened at gunpoint. It happened in the Heights section of the city near Carbon and Amber Lanes Friday night. Two minors told police that they were walking in the area when two men approached them. One pulled out a gun and told them to empty their pockets. One turned over a vape pen and then took off. Anyone with information is being asked to contact Wilkes-Barre City Police. Wilkes-Barre police also are investigating an attempted abduction Friday night. It happened around 11:30 p.m. near Hanover Street and Roosevelt Terrace. A female teen told police that an SUV pulled up and a man yelled to her and opened the door and tried to grab her. She ran to the nearby emergency department at Geisinger South Wilkes-Barre. The vehicle is described as an older model Jeep Grand Cherokee, white or silver. Anyone with information, again, is being asked to contact Wilkes-Barre City Police. The Pennsylvania State Police are warning registered sex offenders about a telephone scam that is targeting them for fraud. State Police said Monday there have been an increased efforts in defrauding them through calls falsely claiming to be from law enforcement. The agency says callers are telling offenders they aren't compliant with registration requirements and sometimes that they have a warrant for those targeted to be arrested. Well, Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf is calling for support for legislation that will impose a fee to municipalities that do not have local police departments and rely solely on state police for police coverage. Representative Mike Saul's bill number 959 and Senator Jay Costa's Senate bill 741 would be attest to municipalities on a per capita basis according to the most recent census population. The fee is based on a scale ranging from $8 per capita for a municipality with a population up to 2,000 to $166 per capita for municipalities with a population over 20,000. Banks Township Supervisor Joe Clark said Banks does have the money.
So each year in our budget we have money earmarked for police in case we do come up, get lucky and get an agreement with one of the surrounding departments. So the money is there, and personally, and this is not a board opinion, this is my opinion, I think it's a good idea. because the state police are really strained. Numbers are down, and they have to cover an awful lot of territory. And municipalities who use them, like Banks Township, it doesn't cost us anything. So I personally am in favor of it.
During its first year, the fee would raise an estimated $104 million for the Pennsylvania State Police. In a press release issued today, the Pennsylvania State Association of Township Supervisors say they do not support charging municipalities a fee for state police coverage. A late Monday afternoon, a fire damaged a business in Pottsville. According to Scoop News, the call came in just before 5:30 yesterday. Emergency personnel were called to 215 Monk Street. Pottsville Fire Chief Jim Mistician was the first to arrive on scene and found heavy black smoke pushing from Miller's reconditioning shop. The fire crews from the city of Pottsville, along with crews from Minersville and Schuylkill Haven, responded. By 6 p.m. the fire was under control, but not before severely damaging the shop and some vehicles that were inside. 2 firefighters suffered some minor injuries while fighting the fire. The owner says they do plan to rebuild. Banks Township supervisors expressed concerns after a proposal to build a hydroelectric power plant atop Spring Mountain that was made public that the plant would be powered by acid mine water. On Monday evening at the supervisors meeting, the board aired their concerns about the plant and heard the concerns of residents. The hydroelectric plant would be built in Banks and Packer Townships. Supervisors say the real issue is not the plant, but the source of the water. They want to use acid mine water. They propose to build 3 dams that would be filled with acid mine water to feed the plant. Grid Balance Hydropower wants to use the acid mine drainage from the Quakeegg Tunnel, which output about 14 million gallons of acid water per day to turn to turbines to produce electricity.
Questions around that, we don't have any answers at the moment. We found out about this Thursday afternoon. Tony Harvilla, somebody in his office had shown him the legal notice, so we pursued it to this point, but we really don't know that much about it. I know there was a gentleman at our meeting last night from Packer Township who knew more than we did. Have a public meeting to inform the people as to what, we don't know if it's good or bad, but when you hear acid mine water though, it can't be good. Nothing to the municipalities. If this individual hadn't seen the notice and had given it to Tony, we would not have known about it. And we have about a month and a half to make our comments known to the this is a federal program, it's not a state, to the U.S. Energy Department.
Now, Grid Balance Hydropower is out of Pottsville. Clark says they need more information from that company. He said a public meeting will need to be called for the residents of both Banks and Packer Townships to hear what's going on so they know what's happening. Well, coming up on Wyln News, an old school was taken down today, and some remembered their time at the school. Plus, the Panera Bread in Wilkes-Barre Township was one step closer to opening again. But first, let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies, a high of 72. Thursday, graduation day for Hazelton area. We're going to see rain most of the day, a high of 63. But Friday, not looking too bad at all, 66 and partly cloudy. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's Hemi again from All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Tamaqua to let you know we're going topless during the Jeep Celebration event where you get the lowest prices and no sales gimmicks. So head into summer in a new Jeep from All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram where there's no bones about getting dealer invoice pricing every day.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-thru lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazelton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown the Hometown Village Square.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
A school that was built during the Great Depression is coming down this week in Foster Township. Our Julie Stefanovich has more on the building's history.
We started tearing down the old Foster Township High School on Monday. The building sits along Route 940 just outside of Freeland. It's directly across the street from Soterio USA, which owns the property. The company produces specialty meats and has been using the property for parking for its employees.
The reality of it is Soterio's is huge for our area. They brought in hundreds of jobs. They're always expanding, top of the line everything, and they're going to continue to expand. And once they continue to expand, they continue to have job growth. That's what the area needs right now.
The school closed in 1987 and reopened to students in 1992, where it was known as the Freeland High School. It then served as a junior high until 1998. The building was sold to Soterio in 2000 for $80,000 after the school district auctioned it off. Though the building is coming down, former students say that they will always have their memories.
Our memories weren't made by a brick building. Our memories were made by the people that we were involved with, the teachers we had, the friends that we made, and all the memories. They can take our building down, but they can't take our memories away.
Former Freeland Mayor Tammy Martin attended the old high school.
It hurts. It hurts to see it. It's kind of our last piece of our identity gone, but like I said, in order to, move forward, you have to accept change. We've lost numerous schools in Freeland before. I personally went to 4 different schools when I was in school. And the only one that's still standing is the Freeland School.
Martin talked about the small school experience that she and her peers grew up with.
I always said Freeland was like the modern day Mayberry. Everybody knew everybody. You walked down the street, you knew whoever was walking down. You knew their family, you knew their children, you knew their grandparents. We would have football games. You couldn't find a seat at a football game. You had that community pride. And I think once we lost our schools, we lost a little bit of that.
At this time, there is no word on plans for the former high school property. In Freeland for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Luzerne County Correctional Facility is still facing problems with their computer network. The computer system was shut down 2 weeks ago following the discovery on May 25th that a virus had interfered with some computers in the courthouse network. The county jail computers were restored last Thursday, but the system slowed down over the weekend and stopped working on Monday. These problems affected daily operations, requiring administrators to assign more manpower to perform tasks manually. The computer problems are also preventing inmates from ordering commissary items such as clothing and snack food, which they pay for out of their own money. County information technology workers and consultants are working to assess and fix the issue and say that a recovery will continue throughout this week. A new standalone Panera Bread has been approved to be built in Wilkes-Barre at the site where the previous restaurant once was struck by a tornado last year. The new restaurant was built behind Smoky Bones Bar and Grill and will feature a drive-through and have an outdoor seating as well. Officials representing Panera Bread said at the meeting. It is not clear when construction would begin on the new Panera Bread. Also, the township subdivided plans for a Turkey Hill convenience store and car wash at the corner of Route 309 and Blackman Street. That has been approved as well. Turkey Hill will still need to seek land development approval for its construction plan. Today, the Senate Labor and Industry Committee unanimously passed Senate Bill 94, which will require workers' compensation coverage for volunteer firefighters, volunteer ambulance personnel, and volunteer rescue squad members who suffer injuries while providing assistance on state game land. State Senator John Udicek said today that our municipalities should not have to incur additional financial burdens when providing assistance on state game land. The senator went on to say, as we have seen at the Glen and Oakle Falls in Carbon County, our first responders have risked their lives to save others, and they should receive the same protection as employees of the Pennsylvania Game Commission during emergencies while working on state game lands. Senate Bill 94, which clarifies the definition of employees under Workers' Compensation Act, will now go to the full Senate for consideration. Coming up on Beaver Meadows News Choice, a longtime Hazleton business is expanding and it's oh so sweet. Plus, it's Tuesday, and on the other side of this break, Trooper Anthony Petrowski joins us to talk about, well, some new laws in Trooper Talk. Stay with us.
Jet skiing in the Poconos? Who knew?
We got 110,000 waterways and they're all awesome.
Stay tuned. We're going to show you the best waterways on this edition of Pocono Mountains Magazine.
Don't give up the ship!
We're at Pocono Action Sports, and that jet skiing was so much fun. What a blast. Christian, tell us a little bit more about the water sports that you offer.
Yeah, so obviously we have the jet ski rentals, which are a lot of fun just to sort of buzz around on the lake for a while. We have the pontoon boat rentals, which are good just to kind of lounge out on the water for the day. We have our ski boat rentals, which are good for if you want to do some water skiing or some tubing. And of course, we also have our kayaks and stand-up paddle boards if you want to take it nice and slow around the water. And we've been here on Lake Wallenpaupack for over 20 years.
We're at the Delaware Water Gap, a national recreation area between Pennsylvania and New Jersey, with hundreds of miles of biking and canoeing. But we're here with a recreation expert, Brian.
Yeah, Chris, so right now we're on the beautiful, scenic, and wild Delaware River. As you can kind of tell, it's nice and calm, perfect for all skill levels. And here at the beautiful Shawneean and Golf Resort, you can choose from a canoe, kayaking, rafting, tubing, and even a pontoon boat ride.
With the name Pocono Whitewater, doesn't leave much to the imagination to figure out what it is you specialize in.
That's right, Ashley. We have whitewater for everyone. From mild to wild, you can come out with your family and enjoy a nice day on the water, or bring your friends and go for a more thrill-seeker adventure with continuous whitewater all day long. At the end of the day, no matter what trip you're on, come back and enjoy a bonfire, s'mores, beverages, whatever you want, while you're telling your stories of the day. It's a great place to be.
If you want to learn more about the water sports here in the Poconos,
please visit us at PoconoMountains.com/magazine.
Welcome to Trooper Talk Tuesday here on WYLN, everyone. I'm Gary Perna. I'm with Trooper Anthony Petrowski from Pennsylvania State Police Hazleton. And today we're talking about a bill that, well, kind of protects your pets when they're left in hot cars. We are now getting to this time of the summer where it's going to get increasingly warm. So, Trooper, this hot cars bill, as it's kind of deemed, what does it do and who does it protect and who can follow it?
So it protects pets, dogs, and cats that are left in hot cars, and it protects law enforcement. And how that works is this. Governor Wolf signed this into effect in 2018. And what it does, it protects law enforcement officers in case we need to use force, break a window to gain entry into a vehicle to rescue a dog or a cat that may be in distress left in a vehicle, outside of a store or something like that, and it's very hot in there. This has been a problem that we've been seeing all over the Commonwealth. And this bill really protects us. It's not like we want to go around just smashing car windows out, because trust me, we don't. But again, this will protect us if we have to, because pets, we need to take care of them. It's not their fault they were left in the vehicle.
Right.
And a lot of people, a lot of civilians, they see this, they call 911, and when we show up, it's not like we immediately just smash it. We'll make numerous attempts to try to locate the owner of the vehicle prior to doing that. So we really do reach out and try to find, we'll have this, if it's in a store, we'll have the name paged over the loudspeakers, so we could try to find that person before we do that.
And for somebody who sees this, as an animal lover myself, you see this and you're like, all right, they call 911, say, there's this car, there's a dog locked in it, there's like no windows open, it's 80 degrees outside, which means it's probably 100 and some degrees in the car.
Sure.
People need to know the most information they can provide to 911 or the state police if they're calling them directly. Get all the information so you guys can start already locating before getting on scene, right?
Sure, and that's important. Obviously we would want their name and phone number in case the responding trooper needed to call that person. On top of that, the description of the vehicle, the license plate of the vehicle, and more importantly, the location.
Right.
And, if you call and just say, well, I'm in Walmart's parking lot, that's going to delay our response because it's a big parking lot.
Right.
So try to give the best description you can, exactly where you are, and hang by that vehicle so as we're pulling in, if we have a tough time locating it, you can kind of wave us down.
And also, this bill, and I think there was a little misconception about it in the beginning, this really protects the police. This doesn't mean me as a citizen, I see a dog, I just go in and smash a window out and take the dog out. That's not what this does. And if you do that, you could be facing some issues as well.
Correct. It does not protect civilians. What it says in there for civilians is to contact 911 immediately. We're the ones that are protected. You do your part by calling us and we'll handle the rest. If a civilian did break a window, they could face charges and ultimately they are liable for that window. Yes.
And I always have to say, look at and make sure first. I have a friend of mine who they take their dogs a lot of places with them, but they have a car that has the 15-minute start. They leave the air conditioning blasting, and people put a little note in the window saying, dogs listening to Jimmy Buffett, air conditioning's on, it's all okay, they got water and all. They may be running in the store just for 3 or 4 minutes, but dogs like to go for a ride and they want to people watch.
And that's a very good point because that does happen. So again, do your due diligence. Don't just say, well, I drove by that car and I saw a dog in it.
Right.
The dog may be perfectly fine. So again, but if you feel uneasy about it, if you feel it's not right, call 911. We'll come and we'll check it out.
All right. So again, just use your common sense. And if you are a dog owner, be smart about it. Don't leave your dog or your cat or your pet in a car, especially on hot summer days with the windows up. Even if you're going into the store for a couple minutes, it can get really hot in there really fast. And take your time when you're doing this. And again, if you spot it, make sure you know what's going on first before just assuming the worst. Thanks for joining us here on Trooper Talk Tuesday. We'll see you next time here on WYLN.
Looking for the right car, the right price, and the right dealer? Find it at Fairway Subaru in Hazelton. We offer a great selection of new Subarus, all at prices that save you money, like on new 2019 Outbacks. Plus, the Fairway Promise program continues to save you money after the sale. And Fairway Subaru has been nationally recognized with a 2019 Love Promise Community Commitment Award. That means we're dedicated to the best customer service and our community. Find what you're looking for today at Fairway Subaru in Hazelton. The right car, the right price, the right dealer.
Tri-County has been keeping your office up to speed since 1969. Everything your office needs. Office supplies, personal and custom business forms, business cards, office furniture, new and used office equipment, copy, print, and scan solutions with wide format capabilities. Leasing is also available, free off-street parking, and free local delivery. Tri-County Business Machines, 117 East Broad Street in Hazelton, 570-459-0754. Family owned and operated since 1969.
WYLN will present a memorial tribute to Father John Mano at these times. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
4 generations of candy makers are still here and expanding in Hazelton. WYLN News intern Nicole Ambrush has this story.
Business for a local candy-making family is getting sweeter and sweeter. Victoria's Candies, which is located on Laurel Street in Hazelton, is getting their new manufacturing facility up and running. The new facility is located on Cunningham Drive in Hazelton. Owner Paul Esposito is excited about the new location.
It's been a great thing. It's much bigger than we were downtown. We're a 4th generation candy company and we're really proud to be here that long, and hopefully we'll be here another 85 years.
It was sad leaving our old location, but you got to move on with the future. So I think we're doing good. We're looking pretty good. We're getting everything together here, and it's just Hazelton brings you here, and it's just not a holiday in Hazelton, or it's just you know, something. If you don't have Victoria's, I don't know what you're doing.
The new manufacturing facility will have a small retail space. Victoria's Candies is looking to have both the Laurel Street location and this new spot styling by Christmas time. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Nicole Ambrish.
Now I'm hungry for some chocolate-covered pretzels. That's the news. Remember, you can get news updates on the WYLN News Facebook page. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN TV. Paul is with you for the rest of the week. We'll see you then.
Don't make the big box mistake. Shop local and save at Grand Central in Hazleton. Get better prices than the big box store on our huge selection of furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics at Grand Central in Hazleton and at the Laurel Mall.
Not only is Krugel's Georgetown Deli and Beer your craft beer headquarters, they have great food too. Check out Georgetown's Pub Fare menu. G-Town scallops, cheesy crab pretzel, smoked brisket, smoked wings, and more. Or how about their Flight and Bites with your choice of sauces and 5-ounce draft beers. They have a great selection of craft beers on tap, and you can get it to go in a crowler. Stop in and play Keno or other Pennsylvania lottery games. Krugel's Georgetown Deli and Beer in Wilkes-Barre Township, right next to the Big Cow. Check them out on the web at georgetowndeli.com. For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. Packages are available to fit anyone's budget, and there is a restaurant and catering on site. The facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor parties, private parties of any kind. Call 570-384-2314.
Don't make the big box mistake. Shop local and save at Grand Central in Hazleton. Get better prices than the big box store on our huge selection of furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics at Grand Central in Hazleton and at the Laurel Mall.